Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. As a reminder, I do every video in English and Spanish, and the degree theory is based on modern Western astrology using the Placidus house system. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about Elon Musk and President Donald Trump and what happened, right? Because I was curious. They seem to have like this perfect relationship. Well, not perfect, but you know what I mean. Like really good, a lot of understanding. They were both on the same page, etc. So then all of a sudden, the breakup. And it's been a little nasty, to say the least. Now, before I start, I want to emphasize that this is just an astrology video for those people that are interested in um, kind of how to rectify a chart, right? And what makes relationships go or not go. Yeah, so this is not a political video whatsoever. I don't know either one of them personally. I don't follow any movie star, any singer, any rich people. I don't. That's not what I do. But I do want to discuss what happened and why I'm not in agreement with the birth chart that is on astro.com for Elon Musk. That's why I rectified Elon's chart based on Wikipedia. Now, it might not be a perfect rectification, but I think, it's pretty accurate. And so let me start. All right. So when you pull up Elon's chart from astro.com, they say that he's born at 7:30 a.m. And I made some notes just so that when I do the Spanish video, I talk about the same things. All right. So with 7:30 a.m., it would make him a Cancer rising at 13 degrees. And it would make, well, he is a Cancer sun and it's at the fifth degree. And the reason you can tell is right here. The sun is in Cancer at 5 degrees. So this is the sun in the 12th house. A, that would make him a very shy person. Um, Somebody that works behind the scenes. At 13 degrees of Cancer, uh, yeah, it's the degree of Aries, so that would make him a go-getter. But this axis, this relationship axis of Cancer and Capricorn, when it comes to like marriage, these people don't get divorced. Or they get divorced, if they get divorced, it's after like 30, 40 years, right? That everybody, that these are the type of people that like shock everybody. It's like, well, what do you mean after 50 years you're getting divorced? Or 40 years you're getting divorced? So that does not describe his relationship status. So, and I'm not going to go over his whole chart, but just so that you could see the comparison, right? Second house, okay, he makes money from very expensive things, luxurious things. Third house, Uranus in the third. He has a brilliant mind, okay. Fourth house in Libra at 28 degrees because it's the same as the MC. I don't know if he has a nice house, beautiful house. Most likely he does because he's a billionaire, right? Um, and in the fourth house with Libra there, it would be specifically at the degree of Cancer. It would be like his parents would be very diplomatic, very soft-spoken. It's all about justice, diplomacy, etc. 11th house, Saturn, the father, being friends with him. Okay. 10th house. 10th house is Aries, to build something. He builds something, but it's not homes. The 28th degree would be something in real estate. So I am not, that's not his main. I don't know if he's built any houses. I don't think so, but this is not what he does for a living. He builds stuff, but it's not houses. And then, Venus in the 12th house, well, he could have secret business deals, secret love affairs. Um, we don't know, but there's a lot of stuff here that just doesn't describe what we know about him. Jupiter in the fifth does mean that he does have a lot of kids. So that's the one thing that, yeah, he does. Now, I rectified the chart with, and to me, he was born at 5:57 a.m. So this would make him obviously a Cancer sun, and it would be a Gemini rising. And the reason that I think that this is the correct chart, I am going to discuss now. Geminis, typically, they're very smart, right? Unless, Mercury is afflicted. But they like to talk a lot. And that's one thing Elon does. He talks a lot. This relationship, well, okay, sorry, guys, that's so hard. Hey, all right. So the sun would be in the first house, right? He wants to be the center of attention. you know, this is who I am. And at the fifth degree is the Leo degree. So again, he wants to be the center of attention. So it doesn't make sense for the sun to be in the 12th, which is behind the scenes, versus the sun in the first, which is, hey, here I am, I want to be in the spotlight, right? So the sun in the first house makes sense. With Mercury in the first house, obviously, he's very smart, very talkative. um, let me see what else. Now, when this line of marriage is one of the most unstable lines of marriage that you can have. Mhm. And it's the Gemini Sagittarius. This is, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, so he has a lot of options that he can choose from. And obviously, he's had four marriages, and everything that I did here is based on the Wikipedia information that I got. So, because I don't know Elon Musk, I don't know President Trump, so I go by what's written in Wikipedia. Now, the 10th house, well, let's go through the houses, right? Um, Fourth house, again in Libra, but at the third degree. And that would make the midheaven at the third degree, the degree of Gemini. So Aries is to build, and third degree has to do with Gemini things like cars, like things to transport, things with the internet. And so this is where okay, for Gemini, you can have the third degree, the 15th degree, or the 27th degree, but that's not what, hold on, guys, because I need to, so, I'm going to prove to you why I don't think that it's the 15th or the 27th degree. So, when you look at the Wikipedia, which describes, it says that Elon Reeve Musk is a businessman known for his leadership in Tesla, car company. SpaceX is a transportation to the stars, to the moon. He owns a communication company which he called X, formerly known as Twitter. And yeah, the Department of Efficiency, Doge. Okay, well, he's one of the wealthiest people. He was born to a wealthy family. You guys can go on Wikipedia and look up everything related to Mr. Musk. But to me, here we go. Musk founded the space technology company SpaceX, becoming the CEO and the chief engineer, Gemini. For engineering, you have Gemini and Aquarius. And then Aries those are the civil engineering. Those build houses, right? Um, Or Aries is to, Gemini like is an engineer because it's Mercury, but Aquarius is more like the electrical engineering. All right, so that's the difference. Basically, reusable rockets. He's just transporting people back and forth, which is the third degree. Um, the communications company, Neuralink, which is something to do with the brain. The third house is your mind. So I'm not going to go into the politics when here, his early life, his parents, it tells you what they did for a living. Now, he has two siblings, a girl and a boy. Now he has four half siblings, but the two from the same parents are here, the sister and the brother. So, um, and then it says here that his dad and his mom got divorced. Here we go. After his parents divorced in 1979, Elon, aged 9, chose to live with his father because the father had an Encyclopedia Britannica. If you are young, you don't know what an encyclopedia is. For those of us that are older, that's how we used to do research, right? And you had to go to the library and pull up those microfiches and stuff like that. There was no internet back then. So Elon later regretted his decision and became estranged from his father. So here we go. Saturn, the father in the 12th house. So the father is out of his life. Eh, where am I? Here we go. Sorry. So this all happened because of an incident where Elon was bullied, which is Pluto in the third house. The third house is like your when you're very young as a child, like not adolescence, it's like maybe from like 4 to 10, 4 to 12. It's when you're still a young kid. And so he was bullied. Pluto. And of course, you all know that a planet in one of the houses has more than one meaning, right? So he was bullied. There you go. The father is out of his life. He went to work with he went to live with his mom. Now, when we go down here to and you guys can go back, he was the founder or one of the co-founders of X.com and PayPal with Peter Thiel. That's the other person that I know that's related to PayPal. So again, he has an internet company, Starlink, the third degree. But with, let me see, his personal life all the way down here. Okay, personal life, no, relationships. Here we go, relationships. Musk has fathered at least 14 children. Jupiter in the fifth. All right. But here we go. This is why I think that the midheaven is at 3 degrees instead of 15 or 27, right? So he had 6 children with his first wife, Canadian author Justine Wilson, who he met while attending Queen's University in Ontario, Canada, and they got married in the year 2000. So here we go. She is a foreigner to him. She is the 21st degree. She's an author, the degree of Sagittarius. So she's a double, as a foreigner, but they also met at the university, 21 degrees, Sagittarius. So in order for for the angles to describe what happened, this up here has to be the third degree. Because if not, it changes the 21st degree. So that's why I think that this is the correct chart for him. So yeah, Venus is Still in the 12th house, so secret business deals, secret love affairs. He would be, of course, Venus at 19 degree conjunct the ascendant would make him an attractive man. And also, um, 5 degrees of the sun, the degree of Leo, also makes him an attractive man. But this axis is what I think nails it. So I think that this is Elon's chart. And let me see, his parents are divorced. Uranus in the fourth. Um, Neptune in the sixth, he could have health issues, and we all know I'm not going to go into a health or work with Neptune in the sixth. If you guys know the degree theory or have seen other videos, Neptune has two sides. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let me see. Now, I pulled up his transits. And by transits, I think Elon is going to have a very difficult 3 to 5 years. Why am I saying that? Because Saturn is going to transit his 10th house. So, Saturn always brings limitations, conflicts, delays. Well, no, sorry, I take that back. Saturn doesn't bring conflicts. It brings delays, it brings obstacles, it brings problems, difficulties. And then in addition to that, Neptune is also going to be transiting his 10th house for the next 14 years. So, Neptune with Saturn, Neptune basically dissolves everything that it touches, and it's going to go through his 10th house. And then if that wasn't bad enough, then these two are also going to be going through the 11th house using the derivative house system. And for those that don't or are not aware of the derivative house system, because it's more of a intermediate advanced knowledge in astrology that you need to have. If we make the 10th house the first house, if we make it the ascendant, then the 11th house is the second house from the 10th. So this is the money that you make from your business. So with these two transiting these two houses, Saturn for the next 5 years, 2.5 and 2.5, the money's going to be tight. Neptune transiting the 10th and the 11th, um, you know, I wish him the best, but I think maybe Elon has reached his peak when, for his career. Um, let's see what happens going forward. But anyway, let's look at the synastry for, well, Donald Trump. Let me go briefly over his chart. He has the sun and he has Uranus in the 10th house. He is a Gemini sun at 22 degrees. He is a Leo rising at 29 degrees, which is a degree of a Leo, so it makes him a double Leo. And you guys know pretty much who Donald Trump is. I've done other videos on him, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Now, with the synastry, here we go. If I am correct with Elon's rectification, which I think I am, that would mean that his ascendant, Elon's ascendant, is conjunct with Donald Trump's sun. BFFs. They were like, best friends forever until they weren't. So, um, now, why did the relationship not last? Because there is no glue to the relationship. The only thing, and the planet that holds relationships together is Saturn. In a love relationship, it would be Saturn aspecting Venus, right? But Saturn the only thing that it aspects from Donald Trump to Elon Musk is Mercury. And that's a very, very wide conjunction. That's 10 degrees. So, I would have wanted to see it closer. But, and you can see that Donald Trump is 22 degrees sun and Elon is 21 degrees, 49 minutes rising, Gemini rising. So this is why Saturn doesn't aspect any of the personal planets. Um, well, actually, it trines Jupiter. I take that back. It trines Jupiter. Here's Scorpio with Saturn, but Jupiter is not Donald Trump's planet. It would have to be the sun or Mercury. Now, from Elon's side, he has a 1 degree of Gemini, so there's nothing here that even comes close. Therefore, the relationship didn't last. Now, what happened? What is the culprit that just things exploded? If you remember when I made my June video for the month, I said that Mars was going to conjunct Donald Trump's ascendant so that he should be careful with falls or with accidents. But guess what? Mars also brings fights, it brings discussions, it brings arguments. And as of today, Mars, transiting Mars, is actually conjunct President Trump's Mars in the 12th house. So Mars, when you have a planet moving towards like one of the angles or one of the planets, it's called an applying aspect. And that's why this thing is blowing up. And yet, it's not over yet because Mars will conjunct President Trump's rising degree, the 29th degree. So I would think that for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be seeing not good stuff coming out between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But the trigger for this event to have taken place is Mars. So I don't think that going forward, the relationship, like there's no repairing this, in other words, because in the synastry, I don't see glue, just in communication. So you can talk to each other, but there's nothing to hold the relationship together. It was a very short, you know, um, type of thing. So anyway, this is what I think Elon Musk's chart is. And this is what happened between them. That this synastry was good, but for a short period of time, and that's it. Basically, this Mars over here made sure that it just knocked it down. So this is my, I guess, evaluation of the relationship and their respective charts. That's why I don't agree with the birth time for Elon Musk that Astro.com has. It does have a B rating, so they're not exactly sure, like it's not, set in stone. But well, that's it. I don't have anything else to say because I'm not going into the politics. I'm not going into anything else. If you have found this video helpful in learning how to read a chart, how to rectify a chart, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and send it to somebody else who's an astrology student or an astrology aficionado, if you would like a natal chart reading with me, please send me an email to amaastrology@aol.com. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.